Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. How many of you out there are currently too scared to claim your Spark tokens? And how many of you out there have already claimed your Spark tokens? Of course, we're waiting to receive them. They haven't been issued. But how many of you have put your claim on them and are now terrified that you did so? It seems to me like a huge number of people within the XRP community are feeling just that. After some comments from Ripple CTO, a co-creator of the XRP ledger, David Schwartz. And I want to be clear, he was in what he wrote, he was not doing a disservice to the XRP community. He was doing a service in sharing his honest opinion. I think that we could add some additional information to provide clarity, and I think I can do that for you. And so I'll certainly be happy to admit, because my baseline, frankly, it's always like that of skeptic, just the way I'm wired. If I'm going to believe something, there better be some serious data. There better be logical reasons to believe it. Otherwise, I might lean in a direction, in which case I'll say I suspect something might be so-and-so. But in order for me to believe something, I need facts and data, so my baseline is skepticism. I think that's a healthy place to start here. And so my gut reaction was probably the same as most of you that read tweets from David Schwartz. But I will share with you, and this is just the video I put out the other day, I will share with you that now, at this point, having looked into it further, at this exact moment anyway, I always reserve the right to adjust what I think is the case based on new information entering the equation. But at the time I'm recording this, at this point, I don't have concerns. And I want to share with you why. Especially since, I don't pretend to be a Mr. Know-it-all. I'm definitely not, and I don't have some sort of tech background anyway. And so if I'm missing something or illogically thinking through something, I would love that to be pointed out to me, because I want to believe things that are correct and true. And so if I'm missing something, you could help me, and then in turn, you have to prove it to me. But if you can, I will then share that on the channel so that other people are informed with that information as well. So to be clear, that's the way that I'm always looking at stuff like this. But I do have new information for you. So before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. Because if you do, it will simply tell the YouTube machine that you don't completely hate this particular Moon Lambeau content. And the YouTube machine may then, as a result, recommend that others with similar interests watch this video. So hey, I'd appreciate it. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel if you want to get to the bottom of what's going on with this Spark token nonsense. And for those of you that didn't see my video the other day, don't worry, I'm going to catch you up in short order to what happens. I'm going to try and be brief because I made a whole video about this, but excuse me. Sorry, guys. There was a tweet September 25th, and I did not share this one the other day, but I want to. This came from somebody named XOS, who tagged David Schwartz. He's at JoelCats. I wrote, David, serious question about the Flare snapshot. Ripple employees and certain X are not eligible, he means eligible to receive the Spark tokens, yet I saw your JoelCats wallet was activated for the snapshot. Can you clear this up? Smart XRP hodlers are suspicious about redeeming. Right, and then you had a little screen grab associated with that, which indicates the following. And this is actually from Flare. They wrote, second, from this snapshot, known addresses belonging to Ripple Labs, certain previous employees of Ripple Labs, and any exchanges that have not confirmed their support to Flare will be removed. And so David Schwartz actually responded to that. And this also, the reason I wanted to highlight this piece, because again, this is from September 29th, and this indicates his confidence in this, in the fact that it's safe. And he wrote the following. I assumed I was eligible for the drop because I'm neither Ripple Labs nor a previous employee of Ripple Labs, but I don't know. I had a lot of reasons for registering, no one reason significantly stronger than the others. Show support, show it was safe, sell my token ASAP, $4. So there you go. And I think we're all thrilled with the concept of eventually Spark tokens being traded on the open market and getting United States dollars or whatever your fiat currency is in return for them, right? But he wrote there he wanted to show that it was safe. Now, he also did indicate in a tweet just the other day that he didn't use any sort of tool. He has substantial technical background, obviously. I mean, he's a co-creator of XRP and the XRP ledger, so that's not surprising. And he went in and did some sort of special magic sorcery, which I can't remember if I cited in my last video, but he did, and he was kind of vague about how he did it, but he explained that he went in and manually did it just to ensure that whatever tool he could have used, it didn't have any sort of special, or some sort of trick to it to steal his XRP, basically. And so even he was extra careful about this. And so it comes down to part of what I was saying yesterday is, there's risk to doing anything in life. And I pointed out you could be walking down the street and get hit by like an 18-wheeler, a big rig, and become splat into the ground or wall or something else, right? And that it's infinitely unlikely, right? What are the odds you're going to walk down the sidewalk and that happens? Very low. Well, that's how I look at this. So it's like there's a risk to claiming the Spark tokens, but to me it seems very small, especially as long as we engage in due diligence. And I think about it the same way as like when I was choosing my hardware wallet, I was like, well, I don't have the technical background to go in and make sure that the way that this thing is coded can't steal my XRP, but a whole ton of other people have used it, and so I'm just gonna trust that it's reasonable and people have vouched for it that have technical backgrounds, this and that. So I said, well, okay. And that's why living on the planet Earth, it requires trust in a number of different ways, right? And the XRP ledger maybe trusts us, but it doesn't take everything else out of the equation here. I'm still trusting that the way this thing was coded, because I don't know how to read that crap, and I'm not going to go down that life path of learning how to code and then make sure it's cryptographically secure. Like, you have to have trust to some degree in life, right? And so that's where I was coming from right there. And just it's along the same lines with claiming the Spark token. If you're going to use the XRP toolkit or whatever else, it's probably fine. You just don't technically know 100% for sure. So the way I'm looking at it is as a small risk. And I'm going to illustrate why. I actually have a very good point I am going to make during the course of this video, but I want to do this. I have to do this methodically. But I have a very good reason to suspect that it's actually perfectly safe. And again, I do want you guys to point out if you think I'm missing something or I'm wrong or it's more dangerous than I suspect, just let me know. Because I'm never going to pretend to know everything here. And so here's what we had yesterday that really set this off. And I'll be brief with this part because, again, I made a video about this already, but I want to make sure everybody's caught up. Somebody named Wayner665, Wayner 665 wrote, "Is the Spark airdrop a hoax to poach the largest amount of XRP at once? Link your ledgers up and or move your XRP to the exchanges. Get ready for the airdrop. Here it comes. The XRP is on the ledger. Why do they need a snapshot? They already know. Hashtag XRP community." Sorry, guys. All right, I'm just going to take a sip of water. My throat. All right, we're good. So David Schwartz actually responded to that and wrote, they just need a mapping of XRP ledger addresses to addresses on their platform. Otherwise, they won't know who to issue the tokens to. All you need to do is set one parameter on your XRP ledger account with the destination you want your airdropped tokens to go to. And now here's the part that scared people, and I totally understand why. So check this out. He wrote, there are two risks to this, but they are about the only risks. Number one, if you don't want to submit the transaction and instead leave your XRP on an exchange that supports the airdrop, you risk that exchange failing or exit scamming. Number two, if you opt to keep your XRP on the ledger, you risk the tool you use to sign the transaction to set your destination somehow stealing your XRP or compromising your secret. And so to be clear here, he wasn't saying that he thinks it's likely this or that. He's just acknowledging these are things on the planet Earth that can happen. They're actual risks. He's not talking about likelihood. He's not saying you should run scared. He's saying these are things that could happen. An exchange could go rogue and actually steal, and then they lose trust, obviously, and then they probably get shut down, but it could happen, right? Okay, fine. And then, as far as, when he wrote the second one, if you opt to keep your XRP on the ledger, you risk the tool you use to sign the transaction to set your destination, somehow stealing your XRP or compromising your secret. Now, to this point, this is where it got a little more interesting. David Schwartz, again, did not use a tool. He went in and somehow manually did some sort of sorcery on it to set up what was it called, the destination something or other, whatever the language is for it. I think it was to put a memo on it, if that's the right terminology, on the account to claim the Spark tokens. He somehow did that in a more manual sense, right? Rather than using an actual tool, which I think the average person just is not going to be able to do. And so that shows that he was just taking an extra precaution. Not that he thinks if he used like the XRP toolkit or something, he's not saying he thinks it's likely that something would have gone wrong, but he's got the technical know-how, and so there you go. He's acknowledging that was a risk, and he took it out of the equation for himself. Well, that's smart, because he's got the technical know-how, right? And then he wrote this. Well, actually, I should read this tweet first. From crypto_OSS. I see no one wants to confirm that airdrop is 100% safe. referencing the Spark tokens, of course, and then tagged Flare Networks and David Schwartz. I was confident about the airdrop in my XRP until now. Can someone make official statement that Spark airdrop doesn't affect our XRP holdings and it's safe to participate? And here's what he wrote in response to that, which in theory should make people feel better, but well, here's what he wrote. Adding a memo key field for your account so that you can participate in the airdrop will not do anything to your XRP. It's safe to participate. Just make sure that the tool you use to configure your account is downloaded from a reliable source. Yep, fair enough. So safe. So adding the memo key, that's the part that he's saying is safe. He's still acknowledging that if you download a tool, especially if it's not from, in particular, if it's not from a reliable source, you could have a bad day. And so again, he went in the manual route, so he doesn't have to worry about that for himself, which is perfectly fine. Now, fast forward to here we go. Now, shout out before I forget to Suji Kahalva. I don't know if that's how you intend to have it pronounced, but tagged me along with some others. So thank you very much for bringing this particular tweet to my attention. It was a tweet from Towo Labs. This is their official account right here. And here's what they wrote. We're seeing a lot of FUD, that's fear, uncertainty, doubt, about claiming Spark. By design, XRP Toolkit cannot access secret keys or your assets. It has no signing functionality. All transaction signing is done externally by a wallet of your choice that you're already using. And then they provide a link there. So here's the key part, and this is what I wanted to point out. And I have to go back to the David Schwartz tweet here so that you can see why I believe that in all likelihood this is very safe to do. Think about this. It's just one more indication, right? David Schwartz wrote this. If you, as far as one of the dangers in claiming Spark tokens, if you opt to keep your XRP on the ledger, you risk the tool you use to sign the transaction to set your destination somehow stealing your XRP or compromising your account. So again, what he cited right there is you risk the tool you use to sign the transaction, potentially stealing your XRP. This right here, this tweet, assuming this is factually correct, they're stating that the XRP toolkit doesn't have that functionality, does not have it, the signing functionality. Again, they wrote here, literally, this is verbatim, it has no signing functionality. All transaction signing is done externally by a wallet of your choice that you're already trusting. So as long as that's actually correct, and look, this is a resource. This is a participant within the XRP community that I know is trusted, and so it keeps going back to this whole thing I keep citing is you have to have trust in people in life in order to live as a human on this freaking planet. You just have to some degree. Doesn't mean you can't get screwed over from time to time, but there's to some degree there can be strength in just like a larger community having vetted this, and so as long as there are individuals that have the technical know-how to make it to have reasonable trust that okay, yes, that's true, and then of course there's an issue. Well, then you got to trust them, and I get that. That's why I keep saying you have to trust something in life. You have to trust someone in life, right? But as long as that's the case, and they're understood to be trustworthy, then in all likelihood, this is a big nothing. It's probably the case that even David Schwartz could use this, and all of his XRP would be safe. That's what I suspect to be true right here. And so if anybody can verify this additionally further, has anything to add that would make people feel more comfortable, please let me know, and I will be happy to share it on this channel. Because again, I'm just like you. Like when I read the way David wrote that, I was like, wait, do I need to be more alarmed than I have been? Because I felt pretty reasonable about this up until that point. I was like, is there something I'm missing? And so it struck me in such a way. But the truth of the matter is, again, he was just speaking factually and to the point, and the bluntness of it without additional information, I think, scared people. But also, it's not just that. And he didn't do anything wrong. This is why I'm not being like, this is not some sort of harsh critique of David Schwartz at all. Definitely not. I don't think he did anything wrong there. But then in addition to that, I think just providing the message, just to add additional context, just compare it to how we behave in life beyond that. Just think about it in such terms, and you can suddenly see that, okay, technically there's risk and there's some, like, quote-unquote danger. Well, risk is a synonym of danger. It's the same damn thing. And so if there's some danger to it, fine, but there's a danger in almost anything we do in life, technically. It's like, to what degree is there actual danger? And that's why I keep going back to that. And so for me, I think this is a big nothing. So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait to get more feedback from more people, but if this is indeed the case, I may just go the route ultimately of just using XRP toolkit. I may just do that with multiple accounts, and hopefully nothing goes to hell. And I'm going to kind of wait and get some more feedback, but I don't believe at this point there's any sort of substantial risk, and that's what I wanted to share with you. There's a risk in anything in life, but here, should we be afraid to claim our Spark tokens? I don't have good reason to think the answer is yes at this point. I really don't. And I know a lot of people are scared out there, so I wanted to put out this video and just share how I'm currently looking at it, and my rationale for not being afraid to this point, but I'm completely open-minded. So if you think I should be more panicked, let me know. All right, if you think the sky is about to fall, just let me know. I just hope I'm not missing anything. But one of the things that is important to me in running this channel is just sharing information. And I've stated this on a number of times over the last couple of years I've been running this channel, which is I want to share with you the things that I know. As an XRP community member, things that I think are of value, opinions, and also things that are just fun to talk about having to do with crypto. But I also want to learn. I don't pretend to know everything, and I can learn. You know things that I don't know, and I would love to know those things, and I know things you don't know, and so let's just reciprocate, share back and forth. And again, since I've got this platform now, if you can share something of value with me, I will be happy to share it to everybody that is willing to listen. But anyway, I think that's probably a good stopping point for this one. I think hopefully this helped calm some people down. I feel way better about it today. I think it's fine. I really do. So hopefully, after this video, everybody's a little bit more chill, But let me know. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!